What up, everybody? This is Coach Mike G, and today is the introductory program for you. So basically, any beginner or new user that's gonna receive their mask is pretty much gonna go through this progression so that they can get used to the mask, get comfortable, and really truly understand the benefits of diaphragmatic breathing, but also how to do it, because a lot of people don't even know how to do it. So one of the common issues with athletes and really just people in general is that we rarely know how to breathe the most effective way for us. In the lifespan, that kind of occurs through whatever bad habits that were put in, maybe postural issues and what have you. But utilizing training masks and with this 3 exercise progression that we're gonna give you is definitely gonna help you correct that sequence. It's gonna teach you and educate you on how to breathe correctly, and it's also gonna give you peace of mind on how to actually breathe with the mask on while you perform exercise or work. To teach this progression, we're gonna have our athlete lie on their spine in a hook lying position. Okay, they really want to focus on posture so that gravity is actually assisting with the spinal position. The lower back wants to be flat onto the surface of the floor, and the knees and hips are at 90 degrees. Okay, within this position, we can truly emphasize the easiest way to capture the benefits of diaphragmatic breathing and actually teach us how to do it. Okay, the athlete's gonna put one hand on the belly as well as the other hand on the chest. What we're trying to refrain from is breathing through the upper chest and or neck and actually keeping the chest hand completely frozen. Most of the motion is gonna reside through the belly, and the hand on the stomach is going to rise and fall. Once you create that motion with nice deep breaths, maybe a 4 count in as well as a 4 count out, that is, you have captured the true essence of diaphragmatic breathing. Position 2 is actually gonna get you upright. The athlete's gonna maintain a tall kneeling position, and from here, we're gonna sit our hips back down onto our heels. Again, the goal trying to maintain a nice, tall, rigid spine. Once again, we're trying to emphasize expanding and breathing through the abdominal cavity or belly for a 4 count, slowly exhaling for a 4 count, and trying to get this rise and fall independent from the shoulders and chest and only within the belly. Our final progression to our breathing strategy is going to be placing a challenge on the core musculature so that the diaphragm and the breathing have to work in conjunction with the abdominal musculature. Basically treating this position as an assistance in trying to truly capture the true effectiveness of diaphragmatic breathing will allow you to really emphasize belly breathing with the core musculature involved, as well as keeping the chest and shoulder musculature out of inhalation. If we can master the breathing technique within this specific posture, we have truly figured out how to breathe correctly, and now we can take that application and apply it to movement and exercise. So we've learned how to diaphragmatic breathe. We've mastered the correct way to breathe with the utilization of the training mask. Now let's go ahead and throw in a little bit of stationary dynamic movement that's gonna ask you to move globally and smoothly, all the while trying to, again, elevate heart rate and do all the cool things that warm-up does. But the trick is, we're gonna have the training mask on, and we're still gonna try to apply the breathing strategies we have just learned. Starting with exercise number 1, we call this Spider-Man with a posterior lunge. The athlete's gonna do 3 on each side. Progressing into exercise number 2, it's a toe touch to inchworm. The athlete's going to keep the knees extended, reaching down to the toes. He then is gonna squat his hips down, bringing his chest up, walk his hands all the way out into a push-up position, and then walk his hands back and stand up. That would implicate 1 rep. We're gonna do 3 of those. Moving on to number 3 is a lateral shift squat to a trunk rotation. Athlete's gonna start with his feet wider than shoulder width apart. His opposite hand is gonna reach to his opposite foot, shifting his body weight to that side as well as rotating the opposite hand back towards the ceiling. The athlete's gonna then stand all the way up and then shift and repeat to the other side. We're gonna do 3 of those on each side. And lastly, the athlete is gonna perform 5 air squats and 5 T push-ups. Perform these dynamic stationary exercises back to back with as little as rest as possible, trying to elicit some type of heart rate response. Rest for 40 seconds, again trying to recall back on our breathing strategy, and then repeat. You have effectively just learned how to warm up and breathe with your training mask. And until next time, it's Coach Mike G signing off. Breathe on.